This is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Sunday, March 17th. It is St. Patrick's Day, and I have my green on. So I just wanted to welcome everyone back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new, welcome. I hope you see some things that you enjoy, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back. This is a channel about cross stitch and other crafting things, mainly having to do with cross stitch or things, sewing projects, again, that have to do with cross stitching, but the majority is cross stitch. I am in the midst of spring break with my kids. I have 3 small kids, and I also am an assistant at a preschool where 2 of my kids go. So we are all on spring break, and it started on Friday, which is why I did not have the day to myself to record my normal video schedule. So I'm a little thrown off, and it is hard sometimes to get back in the swing of things and recording. So I did gather all my things. I have lots of fun projects, finishes, haul to show. So I hope that you enjoy, again, what you see. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with my finishes and get into the whips and just get right into stitching. I don't have any major updates besides we're on spring break. So I'm hoping that for part of the time while we're at home, we are going to go over to the beach for 2 days, and then my nieces are coming in town, but I hope that I can get some stitching in while the kids are playing, or my youngest is napping. So we'll see what gets done this week, but I don't have to go to work. That's the main thing. So first I'm going to show my book of days. This is from Needlework Press. I put in the front a piece of scrapbook paper. And so this is my February of what I was working on. So I do have everything written down. And then this is what I have for March so far. And also, I had talked about this a little bit. I have this little pocket. This is a Tim Holtz product. And I just wrote stats. And on that paper, I'm writing my finishes and my starts for the month, just to keep track. And then on the back, I have, like, if something happens or something I want to remember. So I did one of the days when I didn't really feel like stitching. I kind of was overwhelmed. I had finished Channing Street. And so I decided I was having a problem personally, like deciding what to pick up after I finish something. I have a bunch of whips. I have my whole basket of Brenda Gervais starts, but it was like I just couldn't make any decisions. So what I did decide to do is go through my Brenda Gervais whips. I pulled out some of my larger whips from other designers and also some other just whips I had from designers that I really would like to focus on getting done this year. And I wrote down all the months and for the rest of the year, and I kind of put them in where I felt like they kind of went with the season, so to speak, or when I felt like I might want to work on them. Now, this is not anything set in stone. I just wanted to kind of put them in as placeholders. And I also went through my Brenda Gervais starts that I knew I wanted to start this year and kind of put those in. So I have more of it is a plan, but not, because I can change things as they go. But it kind of gave me like, I know in April, these are the things I'm going to pull out. And if other things come up or I decide to change stuff, that's fine. But I work better, and I know this about myself. I was trying to be a little bit more loosey-goosey, but it wasn't really working for me, which is fine. And some people, they work fine doing that. But I just needed a little bit more of a pull these things out. So kind of telling myself what to do, but at the same time not. So that was what one of the days was. So I wrote that down on this card so that if I go back, I can see, okay, in March, that's kind of when I decided to change things up and do that. I'm still sticking to my Brenda Gervais. I do have some starts from Market, and I've kind of, a few things I've done a little different than what I thought at the beginning of the year, which is fine. And the plan is fluid, and I can change as I wish. But my main focus still is trying to get some of the Brenda Gervais pieces started and or some of the whips finished. So that all being said, my first finish, which I'm going to switch over to my other camera, was Channing Street by Annie Beez Folk Art. Now, this was a piece that she released last year at Market. This was her 100th chart, and it was a memory piece for her husband. And I talked about this on my last video because I was working on getting a finish before Market ended, which I was able to complete all of the stitching, including the over one, before Market ended on Sunday, which really I would have liked to have done it before it started, but as I started, I was working a lot to get this done, and I realized I'm going to need the whole weekend to finish it, which I did, and I got it done. So I was proud of myself for that, and that was just a personal goal. But a couple things, and again, I talked about this on my previous video, is in the grass, she had charted animals, and I decided I just wanted to have the pot of flowers in the middle, which she has this charted as well. She just has animals all in here, and I didn't want to have those, so that was fine. I took that out. And then there were 2 frogs up here. I took those out, and I just added stars. And also in the video, the stars are in ecru, and I think they were actually charted in this yellowy color, but I wanted them to be the ecru color, and you can't really see them in the video, but you can see them in person. Also, this is all over one, and I was really proud of myself for doing that because over one is not my favorite, and I did have many moments when I said, maybe I could chart this over two, or maybe I could put something else in there, and I thought, you know what, I want to keep the words the same, and so I powered through. I used my magnifier, and I was able to do it. It did take more time because I was going in and out for and they are full crosses. They're not half stitches, but I love how this turned out, and I cannot wait to get this framed. I did stop in at Michael's the other day to look and see what their frame selection was, and there is a frame that I'm thinking about going and having made for this, so we'll see about that. But again, this was like a big finish. I wanted to get this done, so so that is the first finish. And then my second finish was Hello Spring by Brenda Gervais. The chart is called Tis Spring, but it says Hello Spring on it. And one thing, so I do need to do one more thing before I turn it into a pillow, is on the chart, it doesn't have the windows filled in, but then if you look on the cover sheet, the windows are filled in with this dark color. So I need to go in and fill in the windows. And someone brought that to my attention, and thank you, because I was thinking, you can't really see the windows, but that's what the pattern says. So I need to go fill the windows in. But other than that, I used the called for colors. This is 36 count vintage country mocha, and I kind of feel like she called for 40 count, but I thought I wanted to use the 36 count. I love it. I want to turn it into a pillow. And I did get, I think it's in my Market stuff. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yes, I did get this, which I'm not sure. if I like this or not. This is Algae Chenille from Lady Dot. I am thinking about using that as the trim. So once I get the pillow done, then I'll decide on which trim to use. But I do want to use a chenille. So that was Tis Spring. And that just took a couple days. So that was a pretty quick to get finished. And I had already started it. And then my last finish, which I just finished this today, this is from Shepherd's Bush. This is one of their bags that you can stitch on, and it comes all kitted. So there's a lady who makes the bag, and this is what the bag looks like. And then they provide all of the floss, the buttons, which this one came with 3 buttons, and the chart. And I think this came out for market, but then on the chart it said 2022. So I'm not really sure if they just brought it back to because it went with some of their other stitching stuff, or what the deal was. But anyway, I love it. I did buy this from Needle Case Goodies 2 on Etsy, but I've stitched another one of these bags that a friend had given me, and they're really fun. So when I go to Stitch West in the fall, I want to get some more of these bags to stitch on. And they're really, right now I just have my scissors in here, but they're really handy to stick Vicki Clayton silk in, or scissors, or whatever. So I just love those. All right, the next thing that I'm going to show is I'm going to go ahead to move to my whips. And my first whip is Love and Learning by Emily Call. And I was able to get a little bit more done on this. And let me zoom out just a little bit here. So like I said in the last video, this was a chart that I purchased at the Beach Please Retreat. And since then, Emily has released it. She has it as a PDF, along with Stacy has it in her shop, and Chantel's 141, she just got it in her shop. And so if you're looking for any wood products from Chantel, you could always stick this chart in your cart as well to go travel with your wood pieces. These are the colors that I converted it to. It is charted in DMC. I chose overdyes while I was there. I did add in a couple others at home, like this is a DMC that was from the Channing Street, because I wanted the Q to be a different color than the S. So what I did this past week is I worked on a little more of the letters, and then I started filling in the tree. Now I am, on the L, which of course I started this at the retreat, on the L I am a couple stitches off, but it's not enough that it's going to mess it up. So I did want to, because I had stitched all of this and into the house when I realized that's what had happened. So I just made a few adaptations, and if you didn't know, you would not know that I did that. But I wanted to go ahead and get some of the tree in to make sure everything was going to be fitting correctly. So I did come down with this whole branch, and then I went down into getting the trunk so that I need to finish this side, and then I can fill all this in. I am not stitching the bottom part, so I will need to keep working on the house, the grass, and then the tree and the letters up here. So if I focused on this for a few days, this would not take very much longer to get done. And this would be a really pretty piece to go out, for all the time, which I probably would leave it out all the time, but especially for spring. And as you will have seen in the pictures before the video, I did decorate for spring. So I was moved into a spring stitching mood for sure. My next chart is a new start, and this was a market start I had talked about. This is Charlotte McGillis from Little Robin Designs, and it comes with the small sampler and then also this flower pillow, which I potentially am going to stitch that as well. The main sampler is what I'm focusing on first, and I was able to work on this for one night. This is on 40 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax, and I am using all the called for colors, and these are the colors, which really the colors are what drew me to this sampler. It's again very spring-like, super pretty. I love the pinks and reds. Just, I love everything about it. And this, as you can tell from this chart and then the previous chart, they're very similar in colors. So I enjoyed working on this. And again, I have started trying to not use more, but use 40 count when I feel like I can use my light. I do need the magnifier, which is no big deal. And I'm liking the look on the 40 count. So you'll see in the near future some more pieces being stitched on 40 count. Not everything, because I do feel like 36 is still my sweet spot, so to speak, because I can do it without the magnifier. But I'm liking doing some things on 40. This was a WIP I had started. I don't even know when I started it, but it right after Needlework Expo, which was in August. So probably maybe I started it in September. This is Ann Chilton from the Scarlett House. It is charted in Belle Soie silk, which I did buy the Belle Soie. And I think I saw either Brenda or Laura, they had showed this. And that's what really caught my attention, was the colors in the chart. And that made me want to stitch it. So I did pull this out. I just have the border stitched, which, excuse me, I had about half of the border done, so I finished up the border. I have this in my basket to work on potentially. This is on 36 count white clay by Fox and Rabbit. I'm on the fence if I want to keep working on it or go ahead and put this away and focus on something else. But I did want to get the border. I saw Tara from Selly Stitches was working on it, which kind of got me motivated to pull it out. But then other things caught my eye, so we'll see. She also mentioned that it's deceptively takes more. It looks like it's really quick and easy, but it took more time to stitch. So we'll see. But I did put in a little work on that. So I wanted to show that. And then the last piece that I worked on, which was another new start, and this was a market start I had talked about also. This is Serenity by Teresa Kogut. And I am stitching this with the called for floss on 36 count Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax. So I started up in the upper right hand corner, and I went ahead and started with the border, and then one night I filled in some of this. I don't know if it's a butterfly or a moth, but whatever it is, it's really pretty. And then the bird is so cute. And I just think it's so funny because obviously the picture is really pretty. It drew me to the sampler. I did not see the sampler in person, but as I'm stitching like the red, I thought it was going to be much more of a burgundy, and it's coming out a little brighter, which I love. I love what the floss is looking like in person. I obviously love the picture, but the actual stitching is just, it's really pretty. And I mean, Teresa and the colors she picks are spot on. I love the house. I love that color. the white flowers. So I'm excited to keep going on this. I did take a little break to work on 'Tis Spring, and then I worked on a few other things. I enjoy working on this, and I worked on it for, I think, 3 days, but then it became like, it was a lot with the chart and the big piece of fabric, so I just needed to take a break, do something else, and then I will get back to this. I'm not sure. I was toying with the idea of trying to do all of the border and then go into the middle, but I'm thinking I might want to get to the berry basket and then kind of try to work to the alphabet and use the alphabet to go across, because the border up here, it's not a continuous, this brown color, that does not continuously go, as you can see right here. It is broken up with a leaf. So there was no way to just keep stitching without counting over, which I'm fine with. I just don't want to get off and mess that up. So I could do it all the way down the side, but I was also trying to get an idea across, like kind of get my bearings on how large it's going to be. So I, of course, love this. And as I was talking about with I kind of made my plan and picked things out. Serenity is going to stay out every month, and I would like to just keep working on it as much as I can every month to hopefully be having some type of a finish by, I don't know when. We'll see. It's really big, as many of you know from seeing the chart, and people have made comments that it's big, which I know it's big. I don't have a timetable, so to speak, but I would just like to continuously keep it out and keep working on it. All right, so a couple things that I have coming up in the very near future are on, well, I was planning to start this on Easter, which is March 31st. But then I heard Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread, she was talking about she was stitching on a piece that came in Alicia's her box, her favorite things box. She was going to stitch on it the whole week before Easter, which is considered Holy Week. And I thought, I might do this on this piece because it would give me a solid week stitching on this. So I am unsure if I'm going to start it on the 24th, next Sunday, or if I'm going to wait and start it on Easter. But this is another one of my Brenda Gervais starts, Rejoice Evermore. And I felt like this would be a great time to start this piece for Easter. And I have it kitted with the 40 count antique lace by Seraphim, which is what is called for, with the called for floss. And this is another that I think I did start it one other time, and I was trying to use a conversion, and it's not that I didn't like it, I just like the colors. To me, I loved the picture, and so I really wanted it to match the picture. So I am going to, again, like I said, this is another one of my Brenda Gervais starts. But I really feel like I'm leaning towards starting it next Sunday, just so that I, for sure, can get in a whole week's worth of stitching on it. And then we'll see if I keep it out for next month or if I kind of put it aside and then pull it out at another time. So we'll see. So if you have this chart and you haven't started it yet, or if you have and you're trying to get it finished, please join me. It's not a stitch along, so to speak, but post progress and we can stitch together. My other near future chart, which I can't even believe that I'm saying this, and I need to find it real quick, is that I am going to be posting a stitch along starting April 1st, which the fact that I'm saying April 1st is in the near future is completely crazy because I felt like January went on forever, and then ever since January has ended, like it's sped, the year has been moving very quickly. So my next start, which is, I talked about that I would be starting this, is Mini Mansions by Annie Beez Folk Art. And this is a new release from this year from Market. I got something in my eye. And it is stitched on 36 count Dolly Madison by Needle and Flax using all DMC. So I do have, where did I put my bag? Oh, here it is. I do have the Dolly Madison, and I have the called for floss. So let me show you that. So this is a stitch along that I am going to be doing with Liz, who is the Wandering Stitcher on Instagram and on Flosstube. So if you I've talked about her before. If you don't follow her, go over to see her channel, The Wandering Stitcher. And so we're going to be starting this on April 1st. And she talked about she wasn't sure what the hashtag would be. And I think we're just going to use the hashtag Mini Mansions Sal. So keep it easy. It's a stitch along, but also a start along. So no pressure. As you can see, like from Channing Street, it took me a year to get done. And it didn't really take that. It took a year to get me to finish it because it really didn't take that long to stitch. So we will see how long this takes me, but I just love it so much. And then a lot of people who went to Market, they just were raving about the model and how pretty the model was. So I cannot wait. And then I want to put this next to Channing Street when this is done, which also I think kind of is motivating me to hopefully I'll get it done sooner than a year. But so that's going to start April 1st. If you bought the chart, if you didn't buy it but you love it too and you want to start it with us, again, it's Liz the Wandering Stitcher and myself, and we are starting on April 1st, and it is going to be hashtag Mini Mansions Sal. All right, a few of the other things that I am going to be starting this next month, because I wanted to mention I will be back with the video on April 5th. It's just a little bit crazy until the end of the month. When I should be coming back, if I'm doing every 2 weeks, is Easter weekend, and it's my husband's 40th birthday and Easter, and the kids are out of school, and so I just decided I'm just gonna wait, and I'll be back on April 5th. So I wanted to just show what April I had in the works. So both of my daughters' birthdays are in April. The first daughter is my youngest, and so I decided that I would do this one for her. This is called My Little Sampler. Oops. And this is, from last year's Market. This is by Running with Needles and Scissors, Sylvia. And I saw this. Someone had stitched this at StitchCon, and I believe Becky, I cannot remember what her Instagram, I'll put it down here. She stitched this, and this was on the brag table. And Liz was also stitching this, the Wandering Stitcher. And I just loved Becky's color. She changed the colors a little bit, and they were so pretty. So this is for my youngest daughter, which her birthday is April 5th. So I'll be starting this that day. Then on my other daughter's birthday, which is the 11th, I am going to do this for her. This is Dear Daughter by Blackbird Designs. the light. So I am going to do this. The colors are pretty much the same. They're a little bit substituted. So this is the 11th. This is for my middle daughter. And then I have my other starts these are from my 24 and 24 for Brenda. This is Patriotic Poppies. And I am going to stitch this on, I believe, doubloon. I have 36 count. She stitched it on 40, but I'm going to use 36, and I am going to use the called for colors. So Patriotic Poppies. And I know you can get this on Brenda's website, which is Country Stitches Online, and you can also get it on Farm Girl Dry Goods, I believe. She has a lot of Brenda's charts. And then, let me find the cover sheet. This is the other start I'm going to have, which is Where Liberty Dwells. And I'm going to start with this one. And then I might do this one as well, but this one for sure. And I'm going to use the called for floss on, let's see. What is it stitched on? Oh, it uses a Silk Weavers. I will probably use Vintage Country Mocha or something to that effect. And I might actually even I might do 40 count because I have 40 count Vintage Country Mocha, and that's not too difficult to stitch on. So those are my two Brenda starts. And then this is a whip I pulled out. Now, those I'll just kind of start whenever in the month. This one is a whip, and my goal, I'll say, is to have this completed by Mother's Day, because this was my Mother's Day start from last year. And let me get a board to show you. And what I'm talking about is What Remains by Blackbird Designs. Oops. And this is on 36 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax, which I have really, I have a piece in here. I have really been on a Needle and Flax linen kick. So I wanted to stitch a lot of my new releases on it, and then this was a whip already, but I did switch up the colors, and so here is where I am. So I have the whole outside, let's see, sorry, it's not ironed, but I have the whole outside border done, and I started in on the inside border. So there is quite a bit more to do, but I believe if I get going again, like when I did Channing Street, which, this is a lot less stitching than Channing Street, but when I kind of hit that groove mark, I just want to get it done. But my goal, and I will do everything to reach that goal, is to have this done by Mother's Day. I am going to put in my kids' initials, I believe, and I talked about this when I started it last year, but I picked it because it has 3 smaller flower pots. I have 3 kids, and then there's the big flower in the middle. We did this house that we live in, it was yellow when we moved in, so I did like that. So I do want to put my kids' initials somewhere around in here. But I also just if you have kids, or you don't, but you have nieces and nephews, it's just, there is a special kind of love that you have for the kids. And so I feel like the sentiment, what remains is love, really it spoke to me for something like that. So I am working hard to get this done, but I'll bring this out April 1st, and we'll see how long it takes. Probably won't take that long. So that's what I always struggle, because I do kind of sometimes get bored, which is how I end up starting things and whatever. But it's like, if I just sat down for a week, some of these things could just get done in 5 days, and then I could move on to the next. But it's like there's so many charts that I want to stitch. I just can't like contain myself. I don't know what it is. And I know other people have the same feelings. So, okay, one more, which I don't have the chart because I just ordered it. And I went back and forth. Do I want to start it? Do I not? I don't know. And I finally just decided I am just going to start it, because I can start whatever I want. So I am going to, and I do not know when the stitch along is starting, but Kim, the Contented Needleworker, Kim, and Audrey, who is Stitch Bead, are doing a stitch along to this chart, which is Emeline Hodgkiss by Cross Stitch Antiques, Kathleen Littleton. And I love the colors in this. And so I decided to, if you go on 123 Stitch to order it, you can order it with the called for DMC. They also have a NPI conversion. They have a 103 conversion, and they have a overdyed conversion. So I picked the overdyed conversion. It is stitched on, I cannot think now. It's a fox and rabbit. I can't think. I have the linen already. So I think I'm going to use the called for linen with the overdyed floss. And whenever they are starting the stitch along, I am going to join. I know I watched Kim's video today, and she ordered the chart a couple days ago. I think the video is a couple days old. And Audrey has her chart, or is getting her chart. So once they get their charts, then they'll say when the stitch along is. But something about the colors, it goes right along with the colors that I'm using for the other couple ones that I talked about, the springy colors. It's so pretty. So that's one more that I'm going to add. So that is all of what's coming, what I want to finish working on for the rest of this month, unless I get on a roll on something. I don't really see having any more finishes this month, but that was 3, and even though this was small, it was a finish. So that was 3 finishes from 2 weeks of that, so I felt like that was good. At least 3 finishes for the month. So all right, now I did want to show one thing. I participated in a Blackbird Designs exchange, and I talked about my piece that I stitched, and I sent that off, and she received it. And the piece that I got back was from Lori Millsap, and her phone number's there, so I'm trying to cover that. She is Island Time Quilting on Instagram. And I'm actually going to get to meet her in April at the Cocoa Beach Jeanette Douglas retreat. But she stitched this amazing piece for me. And in her note, she talked about how she found all of the Weeks Dye Works blues that she had, and she incorporated those in there because I love blue. And this is the back. It's so pretty. So I have this sitting by my stitch case. And then she also made me this little pin drum. So cute. And my initials are down here. So I love this so much, and it was so fun to get it. And so I have all this sitting by my stitching spot, and I get to look at it every day. So I love that. Now, Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, she did the Blackbird exchange. And then she is right now, hold on. Sorry, my throat. I'm out of practice. She is doing a Brenda Gervais Smalls exchange. And of course, I'm doing Brenda Gervais this year, but I loved doing the exchange, but something about the pressure of I needed to have it done. It was like I didn't really want to do that again right away. So I'm sure Holly will have more exchanges potentially. If you don't follow Holly, who is Mrs. Jones Stitches on Instagram, she also has a Flosstube. Go follow her, check out her videos, and she'll announce if she's having another one. But you can see what people are stitching, and it's really fun. So I'll probably later in the year, if she does another, participate, but I just needed a little break for right now. All right. What is my haul? Let's see. Okay. So I will admit I did buy quite a lot of charts. This is something that was not from Market. I am in the Threads of History Club from, what is it called? Country Sampler. So this was our piece that we got by the Wishing Thorn. It's really pretty. I'm just going to put this in my stash. I'm not planning to start this, but it's like, look at that house. It's really pretty. So that was one thing that came. That was, of course, like right after the video. And then I also bought, and most all of this I bought from my local needlework shop, which is Needle Orts, and I went last Saturday when they had their market day, and purchased the stuff there. So the first thing was, and I bought this there, but then I forgot I also ordered it from Brick City. So I have one of these to give away today. But this is the Happiness is Homemade cookbook. It's $12 and it has so many charts in it. There's already a couple charts that I will for sure be stitching. I did also make this lemon pound cake, which was delicious. Ever since I saw the cookbook come out, I have wanted to make that. I made it. Also, if you watch Shepherd's Bush, their Monday Musings, Monday something, I don't know what they call it. It's on Facebook. The sisters, they show like what's new. And this past Monday, they showed their recipe that they put in here. And it's like what is it called? Let me see if I can find it really quick. It looks really, really good. It's called Summer Lime Quencher. And it looked really good. So they have the recipe and then their chart, which if I'll cover this up, this is what their chart looks like, which I believe they said they would be selling kits. You have to buy the cookbook, but you can buy all the stuff. It's so cute. It reminds me actually of, I did that Christmas, Happy Christmas to You or something. That was a freebie. It reminds me of that. It's just little, so cute. So I definitely want to do that one. Okay, these are more I bought from Needle Orts. Animal Crackers, Bobbin. And then this is from Thread Milk Designs. And Lori shows also, like, if you take one of the letters out, you could make like a needle book or something fun for like a retreat for somebody. All right. Also, let's see, what else do I have in here? The Hello Spring by Teresa, which I have most of the charts, but there were a couple in here, and I just love her books. Her books are awesome. So I wanted to get her book. Then this is from Cecilia, Heart and Hand. The 10th Day of Christmas. I have the others and I'm working on them. I keep turning this the wrong way. Let's see, what else did I get? Spring Pears, which, funny enough, I have them all. I've never done them. I would like to try. I love this chart. Another Threadwork Primitives. I just thought this was pretty. This is from the Proper Stitcher, The Promise of Spring. American Blue, which I have the red one. I don't even know if I started it or not, but I love this one. And the thing I like the best is I really like this house. This is from October House Fiber Arts. Bluebird, this is a kit. So it comes with all of the stuff to do this. And Sampler's Not Forgotten. I really enjoy her patterns, but she's also going to be the designer at the retreat I'm going to in Amana. And so I thought I wanted to get a couple of her charts. Maybe I will start them or bring one with me to work on. But I wanted to get those. I absolutely loved this from Ray Niles. So colorful and pretty. And this would look really pretty on Thornfield. Sampler bag. Here we go. And that was what I bought from, that Thornfield I dug out of something. Oh, I also got this. This is the zipper pull from Lady Dot that goes with the sampler bag. So she made these zipper pulls. Let me get it. To go on the mesh bag, and my LNS had gotten them. So you can get that to go with that. This was Rachel, which she doesn't have them anymore, from Needle and Flax, on her website, because this chart was stitched on, again, Thornfield. She kitted these. And so I bought this as a kit, and it came with the NPI, or I chose the NPI, and it came with the linen. So this is another on, I would love to do that. I just don't feel like, I don't have enough time to do everything. But I absolutely love that. I did get this Blackbird book from Brick City Cross Stitch. I also got, these were not from Market, but they came out around, Tanya was not able to go, but she did release. And there's another one too. I didn't buy it. I might get it later. It says Freedom. It's be really cute, small for patriotic stitching. I also bought this. This was from, I forget who I bought this from. I think I bought it from Shakespeare's Peddler. This was to make this basket. This is from Needlework Press. And so it's everything to make this paper basket. And I thought that was really cool. Just as something else to do. I also bought this from Little Robin. I love that. This is Emma Thatcher. And, okay, here we go. I knew I had this too. Okay, this is Bunny Feather Tree from Thread Milk. And I also purchased, this is the frame that she stitched this and put it in this frame. And this frame is from Hobby Lobby, just in the frame section. So I know she's going to come out with some other ones. So I bought the frame to go with it. I also bought Maggie May. And then this was before market. I had ordered from Shakespeare's Peddler this chart. I had never seen, I know it's newer, it's 2023, but, and not that this person is related to me, but we have, Clark is a family name for my mom's side of the family with an E, and a lot of times you see Clark without an E, and so I thought I would like to do this sometime, so I did buy also the thread. It's really pretty colors to do this. So I have all that to do sometime. I don't know when. And then I received from a special friend a few little things from a market. She picked up this was like a sampling of the new colors from Fiber on a Whim. So this is Moonstone, which I absolutely love. They're all 36 count. This is called Malachite. And this is called Sapphire, which Sapphire is what the tree in the 10th Day of Christmas is stitched on. So it was like a sampling pack of all of them. So she bought that for me. Also, this cute fob from Lady Dot, and it's called a fob for anything. So, ooh, hold on. I thought this was really cute. So I don't know what I'm going to put this on, but it's really pretty. That was from Lady Dot. Also, this was from Lady Dot too. This cute little Garden Fresh pin keep. Super cute. And a little hoop. That's from Chantel's 141. Also one of these. This is so cute. And this, which I saw Nicola talking about this on her video last year. It's from Stitchy Pros. And this is a like a ruler / you can corner gauge. You also can wrap your floss on here to cut it. So I thought this was really cool. This is called the Cross Stitch Ultimate Buddy, or Cross Stitch Buddy Ultimate. So it does all the different things. It tells you which kind of needles you should use, the stitch sizes, extra space for finishing, what like to do over one, how many threads you should use. It just has all kinds of stuff on there. So I thought that was cool. So I appreciate that. And that's all, which I thought it was a lot, but I thought it was even gonna seem like more. But so I have, as you can tell, and as many people who have bought from Market, I have plenty of things to keep me busy. So I like my plan as to where I am right now, where I am kind of going in the next month. Obviously things could change, but as of right now, I'm enjoying the things I'm working on to end the month, and then I'm looking forward to the things I pulled out for next month. All right, so I have giveaway winners to announce, and then I also have some new giveaways. As I was going through things, I found some multiple charts of the same thing. So my loss, your gain. Okay, so let's see here. So from the video from last time, if your name is called, which all of the names are your Instagram handle. It's not Instagram, your YouTube handle. So if your name is called, email me at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com which one you like the name of what you want or number, and I will get this in the mail as soon as I can. I'm going to get a few more envelopes to fit some of these, but most everything I can mail from my house. But as you know, my kids are home and I'm trying to do all that stuff too. So I will get them out as soon as possible. All right. So the first one was Bringing Good Cheer, and the winner is Char J57. So CHRJ57. Congratulations. Number 2 was Garden Club, these 3 charts. And the winner is Wilma Mar X 9758. Congratulations. Number 3 was the Farmhouse Christmas Collection. And the winner is Jerry Turnick, TERNINK 02322. Number 4, which was the Fall on the Farm series, the winner is Brooke Siebert 7627. Number 5 was Kindness Begins, and the winner is Kimber Watts. Kimber Watts. Number 6 was Love and Learning, and the winner is Patty Wayne, WYAN 276. Number 7, which was April Wordplay, was Karen Hobbs 8800. Number 8, which was Scarlett Berries, was Michelle Thompson 8768. Number 9 is H. Purdy, and the winner is Jan McCarson 9431. And the last winner, which was the kit for this, is Vicky Kennedy 9644. So if you won any of those charts, send me an email and I will get those in the mail to you. All right, for this week, and sorry to go off camera again, I have some more giveaways. So, let's see. The rules in order to enter are: you must be over 18, you must like the video and subscribe to my channel, and then leave a comment. Let's see. What should we... I don't know. What? Sometimes I think of the questions and sometimes I can't think of them. Okay, here we go. Are you more of a process stitcher where you just like the process of stitching? You have lots of projects that are completed but are not fully finished, like framed or finished into pillows? Or are you more of a product stitcher where you finish stitching and then you want it framed or want it finished into something to display? And sometimes you're kind of some of both. So answer if you feel like you're more of a process or a product stitcher, and you can explain or just write I am a process stitcher and then put the numbers, whichever you would prefer. So again, there's multiple, so just answer the question and then use the numbers that correspond to what you're interested in. So for number 1, I have Soul Sisters by Plum Street Samplers. This is number 1. Number 2 is a copy of the Happiness is Homemade cookbook. This is number 2. Number 3, I have another copy of Channing Street. This is number 3. Number 4 is, this is from the Heart Needle Art, and this is called Little MB 1834 Sampler. This is number 4. Number 5 is from Heartstring Sampleries. This is Consider the Lilies, and this is the booklet. This is number 5. And let me check really quick. I think, yep. We will do also, this is number 6. And this is Compliments of Stacy at Thread the Needle Stitchery. This is number 6, which is Jobina's Little Sampler. So this is number 6. And this will be coming from Stacy at Thread the Needle. She has donated a copy of this. So this is number 6. Also, I always forget to mention this. On Stacy's website, which is Thread the Needle Stitchery, she offers to my subscribers, if you use the code Sweetwater, you can get 10% off your order. Now, I know last year during market, it did not apply to the market pieces, and I'm sure it's the same, but anything else she has on her website, if you use the code Sweetwater, it will get you 10% off your order. So just wanted to mention that. But I think for now, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that something I'm stitching or am going to stitch inspired you, sparked your interest, got you motivated to get back to or to continue on. I know we all have slumps when we just need a change, to do something different or some motivation. So I hope that I could provide that for you, and I hope you have a great couple of weeks, and happy Easter, because I won't be back before Easter, and I will see you on April 5th. All right, I hope you guys have a great time, get some good stitching in, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.